Today we're talking to St Albans City manager Ian Allinson at Parkview Road, where the Saints have gone down to a 3-1 National League South defeat to Welling United. So Welling have done a double over us. You asked a question a few weeks ago, Ian, why can't we win the league? And you got the answer today. It's one you've banged on about actually quite a bit recently: consistency.
And you see it yourself, David. You know, I thought we played ever so well first half. I thought we worked really hard. Came out a little bit sloppy second half and got the breakthrough, went 1-0 up, and then for me we just switched off, capitulated, and all over the park in the last 35 minutes. I thought we were second best. I thought they deserved it on what they got in the end, but you know, it was disappointing because I felt first half we were excellent. We kept the ball, we passed the ball, we created 3 or 4 really good chances. They had 1 or 2. The game was a little bit too stretched out again for my liking, and that's something we know we're going to have to just look at, because we can't keep playing this open, expansive football, because it does get a little bit to and fro, and it's hard to keep doing it. But you know, the biggest thing for me, I thought we'd go 1-0 up and we can see the game out. You know, we haven't got to take chances. We're going to create more chances as the game goes on. But I say crazy 3 or 4 minutes and you're 2-1 down, and then you've got to go and chase the game. And again, you know, we've just got caught with a little bit too much time on the ball, one through ball, and they've gone through 2-on-1 against the keeper, which was really disappointing. I just said that to the players, you know, because I felt for 50 minutes there we did really well, more than comfortable. But we just had a mad 35 minutes. It's probably not even mad 35 minutes, probably a mad 5 minutes, where we've not got tight enough on the edge of the box. We've allowed him to get a shot in, which he finished it well, but he should never be getting a shot in from the edge of the 18-yard box there. They're saying in there the second one was a blatant foul on Tavener for the corner, but I don't know. I'll have to see it on the video. He said he was just pushed in the back and it's hit the guy on the. I don't even know if he didn't even know he'd gone in at the time. He just hit him on the shins and went in. And then, as I say, we've had to go and chase the game ourselves, and we don't want to go and chase the game, especially away from home, because we've just been caught in a counter-attack. But we spoke at length about the counter-attack and about what they're going to try and do, and they put balls in behind us, and you know, in the last 30 minutes they caused us some problems.
You said we had several good chances, but the keeper hardly had a save to make, did he? They actually controlled us well around the edge of the box. Yeah,
they got everybody behind the ball. They, you know, they're defending for their lives, and you've got to say that's good from their point of view. But we got some great positions, and I just said there we didn't move the ball well enough today. We weren't sharp enough. I think everybody wanted 5 or 6 touches. I felt at times in the first half it got a little bit too easy for us, especially around the edge of the 18-yard box. And I think Reece got in once or twice, Kieran got in once, Zane got in twice, and we wanted 4, 5, 6 touches, where if we'd have just got the ball once, 2 touch past it, we could have got a couple of shots in before then, and we're just trying to walk the ball in the net. And that's what we've got to learn from. But you know, teams are going to raise their game, and that's what they've done today. You know, you have to question, you know, Welling played Gloucester last week, they've come out today, they're playing us, and everyone wants to beat us, but we're going to have to raise our game, because every team will want to do that. And these players have got to learn that, you know, when the going gets tough, we've got to dig deep. When they have their good spells, we've got to punish teams. But most of all, we've got to make sure that we don't lose games as simple as we did today. Because, as I say, for 50 minutes we were more than a match. It was a good game. Got in front, and then I think everyone just thought, that's it, we ain't got to work any harder. Switch off, and before we know where we are, we're 2-1 down.
Didn't see it coming. I don't think anybody did.
I didn't see it coming. I felt comfortable, but as I say, you know, I've got to look at myself, because when the goal goes in, you know, do we have to just get into everybody again and make sure that everyone's switched on? You know, you try and let players play their own games. You try and make sure that they realise what the situation is. Everyone says it a minute after you've scored. It's probably the most important time, that you don't allow the opposing team back in the game. But as I said, you know, has it got to come from the sidelines? Have we got to be screaming and shouting at everyone to switch back on the game? Because, as I say, within 30 seconds, you know, we've given the ball back to them cheap. We had a chance to clear the ball back in behind them. We didn't do that, and they've rolled it in on the edge of the box. And he's got a great finishing, to be fair. I mean, it's a very good finish, but we shouldn't allow people to get shots in from the 18-yard box. We should be tighter. We should be squeezing and stopping them from getting a shot in, and we didn't do that. And as I say, corner's a little bit. As I say, I've got to have a look at it. I can't say. I mean, Tom Bender's blatantly said that he was pushed in the back, which led to the lads hitting him shinners and going. So I don't look at that. But as I say, I didn't see it coming at the time. I felt we looked really comfortable in the game. At times we were bossing it, but the second half I didn't think we really came out and started as quick as what we did the first half. But we have to pick ourselves up, as we know. You know, as we said before, there's going to be lots of ups and downs. You look at the results today. Lots of teams have lost, and lots of teams have dropped points. And you know, it's good for the two or three teams that have got maximum points, because obviously that's made a little bit of a gap now between us and the teams above us. But we said it, with 13 games to go, we've got to dig deep. But we don't want another 35, 40 minutes of what we just had there, because if we do, we won't win as many games as we should do.
You said Tom Bender possibly got fouled from the corner where he got one of their goals. Talking to one of their guys before the game, they felt they could exploit us at corners. They thought that was our weakness.
Well, it was when they played us a few months ago. I mean, I don't think we've had them points. I don't think many teams have scored against us. At the time when we played them back in November, we were struggling on set pieces, and I think myself and yourself had spoken on numerous times about the amount of work that we'd put on corners and the amount of time that we'd spent working on them. And to be fair, since we've had Kieran Monlouis back and Tarek in the side, we haven't conceded many goals on set pieces at all. So they can say they can exploit us on set pieces, but I didn't think that was going to be a problem today. I was more than comfortable with what we had there. The difference is, at the end of the day, they've had a little bit of luck on one set piece. Every other corner they had, we dealt with it fine. So I mean, it's easy saying things like that, but they've done well today in terms of their performance. I think the lad coming in from Millwall, Philpott, has made a massive difference to him. I think him and Goldberg led the line really, really well for us. And once the game opened up and it became a bit of a boxing match, and we were chasing the game, them two come in on their own, and I thought they caused us some problems, especially in the last sort of 20-25 minutes. But they had lots of things to just look after and chase and work hard for, which they did. But we wasn't disciplined enough. We didn't work hard in areas to stop them clearing the lines. We didn't work hard enough in the midfield area. I felt they had two bossed out three in there today, and that's disappointing because our three have been outstanding this year, but I didn't think they got to grips with the game today. It's
bizarre, isn't it? An easy decision to name an unchanged side, but I wouldn't say the confidence was lacking in that second half. I can't put your finger on it, but certainly something was.
I just think we just switched off, David. As I said to you there, we did the hard part. We got 1-0 up. And I just think people thought, oh, that's it, we've done the job. And the biggest thing in football is you have to stay switched on. You have to compete for the ball. And I felt in the last sort of 30 minutes there, they just wanted a little bit more than us, which was disappointing because, as you say, you can't come off the pitch against Dartford and come off the pitch against Chelmsford and East Thurrock and say that they wanted the ball more than us because, being at home, we wanted the ball more than them. And it's disappointing to come away from home and show the 35 minutes we had for the way we defended and the way we reacted to them getting the ball and scoring the goals, because, as I said, we still look like we're going to score something going forward. We still created one or two half chances, got in some good areas, but the defensive side of the game today, and I'm not just talking about the back three, the back four, but the midfield, wide players and the forwards, we didn't defend well enough from the front today. They got out too easy, they put too many balls in behind us. But we have to learn, we have to pick ourselves up again, we have to try and push on again, we've got to try and pick maximum points up against Chippenham next week, and then we've got two really tough games at Western and at Bognor, where they've both picked up points again today. So we know how tough it is, and we're under no illusions that we're going to have to go and win some games of football and do a lot better than we did in the last 35 minutes if we want to try and make the playoffs. If not, again, we'll see the season out, which will be disappointing because I think the players have been excellent up until the last 35 minutes today. The turn of this year, apart from the Harrogate, again in the last 25-30 minutes at Harrogate, where we just felt a little bit sorry for ourselves, and I think today we felt a little bit sorry for ourselves in that last 20-25 minutes once the second goal went in. So disappointing from that side of it.
You mentioned the playoffs, but we're still sixth in the table. Not a lot of the top sides won tonight, this afternoon, so it could have had more damage done than has actually happened. It's still very much in our own hands.
Oh, without a shadow of doubt. We've got the squad in there. We know we've got the squad there. We've got as much talent in there that I've seen for a long, long time. But we've got to perform to a consistent level. And it's no good performing for 50 minutes like today. And then, and it really was only 5 or 6 minutes of madness. We've let them score the goal. The disappointing thing is straight after we'd gone 1-0 up. If we could have just seen the game out for 5-10 minutes, maybe the game would have got a little bit stretched out. It might have suited us a little bit more in terms of us counter-attacking them a little bit better. But we've given an opportunity to get straight back in the game. And as I say, the corner comes in. I didn't think we reacted to the short corner quick enough. We got two bodies out there, but there were the two wrong bodies. We needed David Noble to be sitting on the near post. Ben Hurd should have gone. So they're little things we didn't do right. They're little things that disappoint me because we speak at length about them. And the two players that go it would have been Ben Hurd from the post and Solomon or Zane Banton from the edge of the box, which happened from that side of it. But David Noble ended up going out there, which he shouldn't have done, because when the ball come in, we've lost him and Kieran. Kieran's ended up on the near post, where Kieran would have been on the middle of the goal. David would have been on the near post, and Kieran might have headed the ball clear. Unfortunately, it's gone straight through to the back post, and as I say, there was a bit of a melee going on there, and I think he's hit the fella's shin and gone in the bottom corner. I don't even think he knew he'd scored at the time. It was just one of them, a bit unfortunate. It's ended up, could have quite easily gone off anywhere, but we got a little bit undone on that corner, and we didn't react quick enough to it, because where the ball's gone in, Solomon should be sitting there and standing there and marking it from that side.
Right, we're back at Clarence Park next Saturday. We've scored 11 goals in the last two games at the park. playing Chippenham Town. Last time we played them, we shared 6 goals down down at their place. Goals could be on the agenda again, but we just got to get the 3 points.
Well, it's the most important thing is that, you know, we try and rebuild the confidence over the next 7 days, because obviously that will take a little bit of building up again after what's happened today. You know, I think it's only the second reverse we've had in the league since the beginning of December. So the performances have been good. There was just an ugly 30 minutes today, and hopefully the boys will learn from what's happened today. Hopefully they'll learn that, you know, you can't have times in games where you allow yourself just to not do the correct things, and if people don't do their jobs properly, if we don't have people talking to some of their teammates to get them organised, get them back into areas to defend properly, then get your midfield organised and make sure they're not all bombing forward. I felt today everyone felt we could just attack, and we're not good enough to do that, because all we did was got everyone bombing forward. Everybody, I think that the last 2 games, the Dartford and the Isforic game, has probably led to a little bit of what's happened today. Is that I think everybody got in their mind is that we could just attack and forgot about the defending side of the game, and I think that's going to kick us in the backside today, because first and foremost, for me, you have to defend. Whatever you get going forward is a bonus, and we've got enough players in this team to go and cause some teams some problems with the attacking side of it, but we also have to learn to defend properly, and we haven't defended today, and that's the disappointing side of it.
Lovely, thanks so much, Ian. So remind then, Saints next in action on Saturday the 24th of February, when Chippenham Town are visitors to Park for a National League South match. Kick-off is at 3 p.m.